developed countries. But in Rotterdam, one participant from Africa clearly mentioned, quote, hydrogen is not considered affordable for African countries. We need stable electric supply on a day-to-day basis. I think it was a very, very strong, powerful statement. In fact, each country and each region is struggling to solve the energy trilemma issue. But it's really difficult, and then each country has its own energy situation and an economic situation, and each country is struggling. So naturally, there is no one size fits all type solution here. I think that's why each country and in each region has to make every effort to do whatever they can do right now, immediately. In that context, I feel that there is a global consensus that is forming in the international energy conferences attended by energy experts and energy professionals. The global consensus is forming to that promotion of electrification on the demand side and decarbonization on the electric supply side. As you know, the electric vehicles consume just 1/3 of the energy compared to the combustion gasoline engine automobiles. And then a lot of fossil fuels are used to produce heat. In homes and then in buildings, it is used for heating and making hot water. In factories, it is used to process the products. But if these heats are produced by electric heat pumps, the total energy consumption would be greatly reduced. In other words, the electrification reduces consumption of fossil fuel while reducing the total energy consumption. Of course, the electrification increases the demand of electric. So we have to meet these growing demand without burning fossil fuel, without emitting a lot of CO2. So this is a big challenge. But if we could use a lot of renewable energies and nuclear power, the total CO2 emission could be mitigated very, very much. But it is not easy to convert all the trucks and buses to all electric vehicles. And still many factories need high temperature heat and steam to produce their products. And then it is not easy for the even electric heat pump system can produce that high temperature heat. They can produce very effectively below 200 degrees Celsius, but above that, it's not easy. That's why the new technologies such as hydrogen must play a very important role in these fields. And then research and development of new technologies are essential. However, the development of new technology involves some risks. And these risks include the possibility of the development will not be proceed as planned, and the cost is higher than expected. So the relying solely on development of new technology remains some kind of the risk provocations. On the other hand, electrification technologies such as electric vehicles and then heat pump systems, and then decarbonization technology such as renewable energy generation and nuclear power are existing, available now, so that we should use them right now, immediately. And then also development of new technology takes many, many years. We can't wait for many, many years. So in the meantime, we should promote electrification on the demand side and then decarbonization on the electric supply side. And I think it is not easy. It still continues to be a very, very big challenge to meet this increasing electric demand by non-carbon energy electric sources. And so that while we move forward to with the global warming countermeasures, electric consumption will increase inevitably. As Mr. Teraza just mentioned, in addition to that, there is no doubt that explosive spread of AI-related technology will accelerate the increase of electric demand. According to IEA, International Energy Agency, when you ask a question and then get an answer from ChatGPT consumes 2.9 watt-hour, which is very, very small amount. But still, this is 10 times more than the data of the consumption of the conventional Google search. Soon, every smart meter will be equipped with this application as a standard equipment. So people in the world will use this application frequently, every day. They ask many, many questions, including stupid questions. So the amount of electricity consumed just for this will be great. In addition to that, there is a global shortage of semiconductors. In fact, semiconductor manufacturing factories continue to be built in Japan. And this factory consumes huge amount of electricity as well as water. And this plant, as Mr. Teranos mentioned, operates with a very, very high utilization ratio, as high as 75%, 24/7. It's a flat curve demand. Moreover, there is a worldwide rush to build data centers. Again, IEA predicts the total amount of electric consumption just for data centers in the world will reach 1 trillion kilowatt-hour in 2026. This is 2.2 times more than the year 2022 level. So it increased 2.2 times within 4 years. And this 1 trillion kilowatt-hour is a magnitude comparable to the total electric power consumption of entire Japan. That's amazing. And then again, 45% of the data center electric consumption is used for air conditioning, cooling, and 30% is for computing. In other words, these 75% continuously is used. So again, the utilization factor of the average data center will be very, very high, as high as 75%. The flat load curve for 24/7. Having worked for electric power company for many, many years, I think it would be extremely difficult to supply stable electricity to these kind of demand, high flat curve demand with the intermittent and electric power sources such as solar or wind. Actually, in fact, the most suitable electric power sources for this kind of demand is nuclear for avoiding CO2 emissions. So it's kind of, we are going to, move to a more and more difficult world. The electric consumption will increase, not just because of the electrification, but also because of the explosive spread of AI technologies. I mean, in Southeast Asia, for example, I think that total electric power consumption just for data center in Singapore has already reached 7% of the total electric power consumption in Singapore already. So in Thailand, soon the electric demand just for the AI-related technology will increase very, very much. So maybe you have to think in many, many different ways to cope with that. With data centers, when data centers are built in urban area, for example, we have to build high voltage transmission line from the distant power plant. Right? And if we build data center near the electric power plants, the buildings of the high voltage transmission line will be short. First, we have to send data from data center to the urban area. We have to build fiber optical cables. Although the cost varies depending on the building construction locations, but generally speaking, the cost of building transmission line, high voltage transmission line, is 2 digits higher than the cost of the building fiber optical cables. So, the building data centers or those newly emerging AI-related demand close to the electric power plants would be less wasteful in terms of the socio-economic viewpoint. And then naturally, the CO2 emission would be minimized. So in Thailand, maybe you have to think about building your data center in the outskirts of the hydroelectric power plants in Laos, and then building that cable, fiber optical cables from there to Bangkok. Of course, there would be opposition to build data center, your own data center in other countries for energy, data security reasons. However, if you depend on other countries for power in the first place, and then using that power to operate data centers, data security risk is not the only one risk. You have to also worry about energy security risk. Well, it's a very, very complicated story. Well, in closing, I have a lot of opportunities to participate in international energy conference. And I often feel that we tend to focus on supply side issues rather than demand side issues, such as when to stop coal-fired power station, or how to increase the renewable power, how to build the supply chain of hydrogen and such. However, I think that the demand side management, demand side initiatives are also very, very important. The media also focus on supply side issue. So we do not hear much about what average energy users, energy consumer need to do. It would lead the energy program, global warming program, just to supply side. And if we use energy as much as possible and as much as we want, and then put all the responsibility to the supply side, it would make difficult to solve already difficult problems. What I mentioned today, for example, building the air-related facility near the electric power plants, is another example of demand-side management. Peak cutting, peak shifting, load leveling have been the conventional, basic of the demand side management. But from now, we have to have a broader view of the demand side management, such as consideration for the optimal solution for the plant location, demand location, and then attract them to certain area. Well, we are moving forward to achieving the net zero society. We need to put all the options on the table, including these new ideas, and then consider them very, very thoroughly. Well, I'm very much looking forward to the discussion today. Thank you very much.